many jobs to do that.
Right.
Well, guess what? Your kid's left out of it, and it sucks. But your kid can't eat. You can't clothe your kid. You can't do any of that without working.
There are a lot of kids who have parents that do that are just fine. You know what I mean? Like it's not like a guaranteed. Like well, if the parent is working, it's my point is that it's not like a guarantee where if you're someone that works 20 jobs to be able to support your family and everything else, like it's a guarantee that those kids are going to go down that dark road. There's a lot of kids that are good, and hey, that sounds like Craig Driggers. I know him. He's on the radio. But again, the notion that you should be made to have to do this is, to me, like I said, it broke my heart every single time a needle went into Sydney for a vaccination. She cried. She's a little girl, and I'm trying to explain to her, Sydney, you need to have this done. But I got the necessity behind it, the microchipping. Shut up. Dude, if somebody came to me right now and was like, dude, you have to microchip your daughter, I'd start warming my fists up. You know what I mean?
But, all right, in that scenario, we get the parents that are going down the right path. But there's parents that are just fucked up, either with drugs, relationship issues, you know what? And there are parents that are having kids that don't fucking care about their children.
No, that's true.
And the government needs to step in and go, well, listen, if you're not going to fucking care about your kids, we need to make sure that kid's going to be okay.
Right.
And there is so fucking many of those kids.
They're so backlogged.
And I think that's when government should just step in when you have those particular scenarios there.
If they see an issue, it's like they say, you see something, you say something. Sorry, you have an issue in your family. We have to do this because you're unstable. Your boyfriend, husband is unstable. This has to happen.
But it's not the kid's fault. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
unfortunately, it is not.
Unfortunately,
You're
right. And the kid is the one that has to suffer. Because his parents are fucking knuckleheads.
And that's the screwed up part.
Yeah.
And you're not going to change that. That's just society, and we've been dealing with that for fucking hundreds of years. And you need the government to come in and go. We understand your situation. It's bad. We understand you have an addiction. We will do whatever we can to help you. But as of right now, your child can't be in your life. Maybe taking your child away will fucking make a light go off in your head and go...
Or not.
That's what they're saying.
We've seen those.
They'll just pop out another one.
Maybe.
Exactly. That's what they currently do, and to whatever percentage of success.
I knew a lady that used to live next door to me who had 6 kids. Every single one of them was taken away from DCYS.
Jesus.
So what does she do? She pops out 2 more.
Yeah.
And they let her keep those 2. Wow. Even though she was
she literally put chips in uteruses to make
exactly. As soon as
did you pay your membership to have a baby?
As soon as a sperm meets the egg, that's when like a bell goes off, and they're like, no. Forced abortions. We should be like China.
Don't they? Well, China isn't. Don't they control their population as well?
2 children maximum.
Yes. Right.
Although I think they've recently, I heard something. I don't know. We'd have to look it up. I think recently they started. Either they have completely done away with that, or they've started the process of trying to do away with that. But the forced abortions are a thing in China, or were a thing in China.
Aren't there 8 octillion people in China?
Well,
somebody has to hit the brakes over there.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it was an incredible, a very forceful sort of thing. But again, it was due to necessity. Mm-hmm. When you've got people living or sleeping in like pods, you know what I mean? Like there's parts of like of Taiwan where people are living literally like they sleep in pods, and they don't have an apartment. You have like a
all the TVs and everything's right in
you have like
that.
a hyperbolic chamber that you basically live
built
in.
It's actually like the sleeper in my truck. All the amenities are right in there, and I'm in a 8-foot.
Which, as far as I'm concerned, doesn't really suck all that bad if you think about it. If your rent's like if your rent's like I don't know $45 a month, that's pretty good.
I call them coffin boxes because you could literally bury somebody in one of those. That's what it is. You live in a coffin.
That's the thing too. Is if you think about it, like our size apartment, which has 3 bedrooms, in China would have like 40 people living in it.
Oh yeah, it absolutely would. Be like every square foot would be accounted for in terms of like where can a person sleep. And I don't know, but again, nobody's telling me to go back to the point of what we were talking about here. Nobody's telling me that I'm forcing that I have. Although it's funny, man, because if you think about it, on the one hand, I was just about to say, nobody's forcing me and telling me you have to microchip your daughter, but people have forced me and told me, you have to vaccinate your daughter. And I got on board with that. You know what I mean? So who knows how the mindset might change
because
over the
everybody's
next...
doing it. I mean,
well,
if everybody's
exactly right.
doing it,
Yeah,
then it's one thing. But if they're putting something out there that just the normal public just is like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You kind of think and go, no.
It was Mark Twain. Mark Twain said, when you find that you've sided with the majority, it's a time to pause and reflect. And that's as true then, it was as true then as it is today. You know, sometimes just because everybody else is doing it was the point of this. Just because everybody else is doing it doesn't necessarily mean that you should, you know. So, but again, vaccinations, I get it. And I get how there's conspiracy theorists out there who say, you know, oh, well, you know, these things are causing, you know, all these
But
other
who are
problems,
those
whatever.
families that totally disagree with medical science? What are those people called?
Fundamentalists,
I don't-
usually.
They're all
Like,
different.
listen, I can't give my kid Tylenol. I'll let the Lord heal.
Yeah, they
my
tend to be
child.
Christian fundamentalists.
Yeah. I mean,
right.
you
Wait,
have that.
isn't that what Tom Cruise was? A Scientologist?
Scientologist?
And he's going to have thetans or Xenu or
Yeah.
Xena or something cure his kids. I don't fucking know. But
Well, when the spaceship shows up, I hope I'm on. So that's all it is.
but again, I don't know. You know, it's funny because like we talk about this stuff
Warning.
now, and I'll
Warning.
bet you 25 years ago, 30 years ago, when people were talking about forced vaccinations, people probably had the same mindset as we do right now about microchipping. So who knows? In 25 years, it might be the standard.
It
We
is-
might all be fucking microchipped.
It is very strange because if you remember 30 years ago, tobacco was supposed to be good for you. You're supposed to be smoking. That tobacco is supposed to be good,
Excuse
you know?
me, tobacco is good for you.
You know what I mean?
So I'm not really sure where you're going.
Maybe for you, but
Right.
not for me. Because oh my God, I'm dying here. I need oxygen.
But it's just amazing on how the decades just
So you're a
progress
quitter,
and
Mike.
how we
You're a
see
quitter.
things.
Yeah,
what that means
quitters
when
never
you do
win,
that,
buddy.
right?
And quitters never win, dude.
Yeah.
You quit.
That's right.
That was your problem.
Good
I
trick to
quit,
drink.
I quit, and then I got diabetes. So yeah,
Yeah, so
awesome.
there you go.
I need a cigarette. Let's go.
Yeah, really. Good man.
Guess what time it is?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. The voice of Common Sense New Hampshire is taking over the microphone. She's got your ladies' room. Get ready to call in. 603-217-5400. You can message her on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and also on YouTube. She's ready for you. Ladies and gentlemen, the boss lady herself, the voice of Common Sense New Hampshire. Here's Erin D.
Hey, ladies. All right, so here's the topic today. I want you guys all to chime in. All you ladies, I want you to chime in on this. I do have it up on my Facebook. I did tag Common Sense New Hampshire, so feel free to put your 2 cents in. So, what is one thing that you rely on a man to do for you? Oh, I'm like hearing it like echo over here. So mine is kill spiders. I know Missy. I know she's out there. She's my admin, and I know she relies on her fiance to do the same. Bree actually commented in, and she said she relies on a man to piss her off.
God bless her.
Shay responded, she relies on a man to give her the O's when she's too tired.
What the hell are we talking about?
It's a good question. I just got back. What the fuck are we talking about?
We need shots.
The topic is, what is one thing you rely on a man to do for you?
Okay.
Dishes.
Is everything an answer?
Yeah,
An appropriate answer? Like,
general.
like jewelry. that's in the J's. We
The
should
man,
start
I'm
with
just
A.
I'm just gonna say this, and every girl is gonna agree. Treat your woman like a queen, and everything will fall into place. You will never have to deal with another fucking scenario whatsoever.
Horseshit.
And make lots of money. by the way.
Horseshit.
Make lots of
Horseshit.
money.
That's not true. That's not true.
Bullshit.
I'm sorry, buddy. It's
I
not.
don't care.
I know.
I hit
listen,
the nail on the head, everybody.
I know a lot of guys that have treated their wives like queens, and they cheated on them, or they fucking... Dude, fuck that shit.
No. You cheat. Cheating
that
and all that other shit, that scenario, that bullshit crap. You need to treat your woman like a queen, like she's the only one Oh my God!
Yeah.
His tongue is in my ear.
Yet I know guys who treat girls like total crap, and they have nothing but girls falling over themselves to try to be with that
Some
guy.
girls are into that.
So
man.
fucking rationalize that for me, real quick, because I've been trying to figure it out for years.
I have a response. Ready?
Yeah. What?
Hey.
Hey, one more time.
What the hell was that? I thought that was you.
That didn't sound like me. I could do that all day.
That's Carlos Mencia with remember his show?
Yes.
How he was another Latin comedian that just brought everything into common sense reality.
Yeah, right.
Okay, and if he was here, he would say, "Listen, if you want things in a simple way, it has to be a give and take." Okay. Meaning that if you do things, scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Absolutely.
Just not how relationships realistically
Oh my
work.
God.
It's not how relationships realistically work. Come on, guys. I mean, you guys have been married a long time. You guys have been, you and your wife have been married a long time.
And listen,
sometimes it's give.
I understand
and
that.
You're willing to do it.
There is a rocky road with everything. And if you do not treat your wife or girlfriend like she is the number one fucking thing in your life.
I agree.
Oh my God.
I agree. Listen, Mike, I'm not saying that I disagree with your assertion that treat them like a queen. I'm not saying I disagree with that, because I do. I totally disagree with that. No.
You're horseshit.
No,
Shut his microphone off.
I actually do agree with you that if that's sort of where the foundation, if that's the foundation with which you're going to approach things, then yes. Because at the end of the day, you still come off as being like the person who did everything right. You know what I mean? But there's no guarantee that shit's going to work out well, despite that.
Of course,
because
there's no guarantee.
Man, there's always somebody out there that's willing to
listen,
fucking.
If you treat your girl, your wife, fiance, whoever you're married or in a relationship with,
your side piece.
if you treat that person like royalty and it doesn't come back to you, then you're with the wrong fucking person.
All right,
man.
then fair enough.
All right, if you're doing everything to make her happy, and she can't wake you up with a little waka waka.
Right, exactly.
Then you're with the wrong person.
I'm not. You know what?
Thank you, Chewbacca.
You're 100% right. Yeah, no, you're 100% right. But again, it doesn't change that. As right as you are, and as much as I do agree with you.
You say the right as I am.
Yeah,
because
as right as you are.
I've never heard that.
I know, right?
In my
you've been married a long
30 years
time.
of marriage.
You're going to go with the routine of happy life, happy wife.
Well, what I'm saying is, as right as you are, it doesn't change that again, as I said before, I have friends who treat every woman they meet like total garbage, and yet. There are, like I said, there's chicks who love being treated like
bad boy
garbage,
image
dude.
shit.
They love it. So, I mean,
I worked in a strip club.
And there's guys, and I'm not, maybe the way I'm saying it is coming off wrong, because the truth is there are plenty of guys who love being treated like garbage as well. You know what I mean? There are. Like,
not me.
Nor I.
Why would I want to be treated like garbage?
I don't know. Maybe because did we completely get off the topic here? Well, what do you want guys to do for you, right? Was that the point? Right?
And what I'm asking is
orgasms. Orgasms is the answer.
I'm not even that's a Shay said.
Yeah, orgasms. I mean, I'm sorry. Now that I understand the exact question.
I wasn't even
sex
going.
are fucking high-fiving.
And I wasn't even going sexual with it. Like the one thing I rely on Bernie to do is kill a spider.
Kill a spider. Ooh, okay, I like it.
Kill a spider.
Right. And do you actually kill spiders?
I do kill spiders.
Do you bitch about it the whole time? You're like,
no. He's going. Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
You're freaking out over this,
dude. You should step up and be glad you're being asked.
And that's okay. I believe in the happy life, happy wife thing.
Like my mom relied on my dad to take the trash out.
Right,
like that was,
Yeah, sure.
That's
like
why I have
that
7 kids. So
that
I
was
don't
what
have to take the trash out.
Right.
You know,
no, I get it. That's what she relied on him
That's
for.
what she relied on him
Bernie,
for.
When you get asked to kill a spider, you should look at it like you're being asked to go into combat. Like,
With a dragon.
With a dragon, yeah. You're being asked to slay a dragon. You should be so proud and happy
Wear a
that you've
mask
been asked.
with a mask on.
Exactly.
And then put theme music in the background.
Dun, dun, dun.
Right? Yeah, some fucking Irish battle music or some shit, you know? Fucking
Star
lots
Wars.
of drums, lots of bagpipes.
Star Wars March.
Yeah, exactly.
And then as he kills the spider,
Yeah, there you go. That's the cantina. That's the cantina, and that's their. That's if you're
That's
gonna
not what I
drink.
was talking about.
That's if you're gonna drink. But
Then
no,
bar
yeah,
music.
You should be proud. You should
and then
be
when he
proud.
kills the spider, you get down on your knees and
Oh,
you serve
my
it.
hero.
Yeah, exactly.